Alright guys, here's my unsponsored review of the Diana 48. This is in 22. Just a good mid to high end spring piston gun. This one is from the 1990s, mid to early 90s. Give you a quick look around here first. Front sight is adjustable for elevation. That front screw there, you want to keep an eye on that. Keep that tight or else that front assembly gets loose and then the barrel shroud gets loose and then the accuracy starts to suffer. Rear sight is fully adjustable, windage and elevation. I've got the trusty Leapers 4-16 by 44 30mm SWAT scope. This is a best value scope in my opinion, and this is kind of a key component here too. This is the Diana drooper mount. You mount it with the arrow pointed forward. It's got a couple of stop screws that go into some matching divots in the receiver. A little surprised that the single screw top straps are holding, but they are. The checkering is cut. Just kind of a basic pattern here, some on the fore end, some on the pistol grip. The stock is beech. It's not fancy, but it's a nice tight grain, and if you're like me, I think you'll find that the more you use it, the more you like it. And you can see I've worn it shiny here. It starts out with kind of a matte finish, and then in the places where you handle it, it gets shiny pretty fast. Okay, on to the rest of it. The gun it's heavy, but it's not overly heavy, which means that you can bear to shoot it offhand for a while. I don't know, maybe 10 shots at a time or something like that. I had a Diana 56TH before, and I did a first impressions review on that maybe about 5 years ago. So check my other reviews and see that. I'm thinking this has the same. It has the same action, I know, except that it is not in a recoilless sled mount. And the trigger, I think, on my 56TH was a newer one. This one is a little heavy. It's a little on the heavy side, but it's crisp and predictable. I'd say maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 pounds, so nothing too bad. One of the basic things that you're looking at when you get into something like this is that you've got a fixed barrel. You don't have this brake barrel action where the alignment might be coming into question at some point. The barrel is always in the same place, and you have this sliding breech here. When you pull back the cocking lever, the whole breech comes back, and I'll demonstrate that a little bit later. The safety. This is the older one. It's just a very basic, when you cock it, it comes out like that, and then you push it forward. It's pretty quiet, would be pretty good for hunting. But it's resettable, which is nice. Another thing about this is it's got this side lever design, which I like for a few reasons. First of all, if you want more cocking leverage, you don't necessarily need a big, huge, long barrel. Long barrels are really not that good for velocity on Magnum level springers. You want kind of a short barrel, so you got your cocking lever here, and it's got some compound leverage built into it. So they come out of the box shooting about 20 foot-pounds. This one was tuned with a Vortec kit from the previous owner, and it's shooting about 18 foot-pounds, which is, you know, that's a good power level. That's shoots pretty flat for a 22 Springer. It thumps the animals pretty hard. I've shot several skunks and a raccoon with this, and a squirrel, no problem. So I might as well demonstrate that now. Let me get my... One of the favorite pellets is the good old CPUM, Craftsman Premier. They used to be called Craftsman Premier Ultra Magnum. Now they're domed Ultra Magnum to differentiate them from the hollow points, I guess. But I'll show you my cocking technique here. So the way I like to do it is, this gun is great for righties, but what you do is you put this against your right side, and then you grab the lever, and you just pull it over. I don't feel the need to put my arm in front of this. I used to do that, but it's got the inherent mechanism and also the anti-bear trap. So you got this, you can see the sliding breech here now. There's this is to release the anti-bear trap mechanism, but you see how that breech comes up and down, actuated by that rod, which is attached to the side lever here. And then the back of the barrel is right here. Just take your pellet, stick it in there, and then you push down on the anti-bear trap lever with your left hand. Close the lever, pop off the safety, and you're ready to go. So, not very hard to cock at all for an 18 foot-pound gun. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see, stock we talked about. Barrel droop, it does have a little barrel droop, which is, it's not really talking about the barrel actually drooping, but the barrel is aimed a little bit of a downward angle. So what that just means is that you need a mount that accommodates for that, or else you're going to be disappointed that you can't zero your stock. It does respond well to a tune. On my 56, which is the 56 is recoilless with the thumb hole stock and a big barrel weight on the front. That thing was ridiculously heavy. It was a little harder to cock because it had a sliding butt plate that you had to be careful not to break the bottom off of if you had it slid down. But I could feel that when I shot that one, it buzzed a little bit. This one doesn't buzz at all because of the Vortex tune kit. And you know, people want, if you want to use a Springer for hunting, this is a really good choice. It's kind of on the heavy side, but it's powerful enough that you can hunt all small game with it, up to raccoon size or so in 22. The key is you just got to get a sling. You can drill it for sling swivel studs, or what I do is I just bought a Butler Creek shotgun sling. And one end of it loops around the barrel, and the other end of it loops around back here. And the few times a year you go hunting, if you're like me anyway, you only go a few times, you have that shotgun sling and it becomes very easy to carry. And then the rest of the time, it's it's nice and clean. So anyway, I really like the gun. It's not as accurate as my TX200. It probably could be made to be as accurate as a TX200 because it has the same sliding breech fixed barrel design that's inherently accurate, but it's more powerful. It's I don't know, I like the side lever design better than the under lever design too. It's just it keeps you from adding a bunch of weight to the front that you don't need. It keeps the weight kind of further back. It balances really well. So I'm really happy with this gun. Again, not quite as accurate as a TX200, but for some reason I like it just as well. I bought this one used at a GTA fun shoot for I think about $250, and it was a good buy. So highly recommended. There's probably some things I forgot to put in this review, so take a look at the comments, the video description comments, and I'll put everything in there, including some chronograph numbers. Yeah, accuracy. See, I already forgot something. The best pellets for this so far are the CPUMs, which I shot one of those earlier. H&N Field Target Trophy. Predator Polymags are also very good. And one surprising pellet was the RWS Meisterkugel. So let me show you some targets here. I'll try to show you some targets. So here we've got Beeman Silver Bear on the top, H&N Field Target Trophy 5.55 is the bottom group. These are all 14 yards rested. Next group down here is the Predators. Polymags towards the bullseye, GTO above that. GTOs, those are great pellets. They seem to shoot well in just about everything. And the Polymags are what I shot the varmints with in the backyard, and they really work well. H&N Excite, not as good as I remembered. Skip those. This group here we have JSB 15.89 to the left of the bullseye, and to RWS Meisterkugel to the right of the bullseye. So that might be a good pesting pellet too. Going to limit the penetration, hit pretty hard. JSB 14.3. Not very good. At 14 yards, that's a pretty big group. Don't bother with those. Craftsman Premier Ultra Magnum, CPUM. This is a great feature when you have an affordable gun, doesn't need extra air, and it shoots the cheap pellets well. That's like a super bonus. Up here, H&N Sniper Light, nothing to write home about. RWS Super H-Point, don't bother. So the ones to get for this are the Field Target Trophy. Those are 5.55 millimeter heads. They were very tight fit in the breech. I probably would try a smaller size next time. Predator GTO and Polymag were both excellent. And good old Craftsman CPUM. So thanks for watching. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.